Because you're standing in front of the light.
Oh.
That should be the beginning.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Welcome back to another episode of the Now or Never pod. Okay, so
My turn.
today we're going to do a little get to know Kennedy. So we have some questions for her to ask today. But first I want to hear, how was your week?
Week has been so good. So good, which we already talked about this a little bit. But last weekend I did cryotherapy and sauna, and I feel like a changed woman. So it's been amazing. I feel like in such a good headspace. Mentally, physically, we're thriving.
I love that. I
How
didn't
was
try
yours?
that. It was good. And first I want to say you look so freaking cute today.
Oh, thank you.
Like the
thank
fit.
you.
Love it.
Slaying.
I love that. My week was good. I just have been very productive, I feel like.
That's how I feel too.
That's so good.
You have to do the sauna and cryo. It's amazing.
I do. I remember when I was in prep, I would do a cold plunge in sauna a lot. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I really I thought they didn't have a cold plunge because what's really good about going from the heat, I actually don't know the science behind this, so I'm not going to pretend like I do, but I know that it's good to go from really hot to really cold. And I don't know exactly how it benefits you. I probably should look into that a little bit more, but I feel great. And a lot of people will do that with the sauna and then going into the cold plunge, but this place didn't have it. So I just did the cryotherapy, and it was only 3 minutes of the cold. But it's supposed to be really good for you. So.
I want to try.
You should.
Yeah.
The one that we went to was in Mount Pleasant, and they don't have a chain up here. There was one in Mount Pleasant and I think West Ashley and downtown, but it's worth it, I think, if you went down that way.
I think there's something called Sweat House that has the sauna and the cold plunge too.
Yeah, the reason we didn't go there because they were booked for that day, but I think this place was Restore Hyper Wellness or Restore Wellness.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I think it's a little bit more expensive than Sweat House, but
yeah,
I think it was worth it. If I lived down there, I would do I would have a membership.
That's so cool. Maybe they'll open one over here and we can go.
One can hope.
Yeah,
fingers crossed.
Yes.
But productive. In what way? How have you been productive? Just with work, with the gym?
Yeah, I've been feeling re-inspired because I've just been doing really well with my outlook in my day-to-day with the gym and my cardio, and before I feel like I was doing my cardio in a negative headspace to be I have to do this, let me just get it done. And now I'm excited to do it, and I'm just feel like I've been a lot more present lately. And just enjoying the process, which is what I tell people anyway, if they're going to go into a prep or something, but sometimes you don't take your own advice.
Yeah. We're our own worst critics too, when it comes to that kind of thing. So you're probably doing better than you think you are when you're in maybe a little bit of a rut, but I feel like people that, are in the fitness space just tend to be a little bit harder on themselves. For
sure. And my issue for a while was if I eat, I was telling you, if I eat chocolate covered raspberries, this isn't in my meal plan, so I failed already, so I'm just going to eat them all. So, and that's such a negative outlook to have, and I've always dealt with something like that. But for some reason, I had this little flip switch in my brain, and I was I can literally just eat a serving and eat them every day and still hit my goals. I'm not in prep. It's not I need to take these out. I can still eat them every day.
Yeah.
And they're
chocolates. Not inherently unhealthy. It's probably dark chocolate too, I would presume. Yeah. So people have that in their meal plans as is. So it's not even anything to worry or fret over, and you're not in a prep situation. So you don't have to be there has to be a little bit of flexibility in your off season, less rigidity. You have to enjoy life because it's not just work, gym, cardio, eat, repeat. You have to have that balance of not feeling and putting so much pressure on yourself.
Facts, exactly. And I was I think I want to try those little Yasso bars, the little ice creams, because they're only 100 calories.
I was at Costco the other day. They had the mint ones.
Ooh.
And I almost bought them, but I can't justify buying a box of 16 of them and having them in the house, and then I'll just eat them every single day.
I'll just come take half of them.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll get them for you the next time I'm there.
Please do.
Perfect.
Okay, so I want to start getting in these questions. So there, some of them, the first few are going to be the
Easy.
basics, get to know you, and then they're kind of random after that.
I'm nervous.
But okay, so how old are you? And when's your birthday and what's your sign?
Oh, I didn't ask you that, so you're going to have to answer too. I just turned 27 in February on the 27th. 27th, my golden birthday this year. And I'm a Pisces.
Ooh, that's why we vibe.
What are you?
Because a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio.
I don't know anything about, what is this, astrology, zodiac signs? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything
I always
about
accidentally say astronomy. And Derek's like, no, it's astrology. I'm like,
you're just studying space.
Yeah. I'm so into astronomy. Okay, I love that.
Wait, so what's do you know a lot about the signs?
I feel like I don't want to speak on Pisces because I feel like I don't fully know, but you guys you're like super compassionate. You feel everything, especially other people's feelings.
I feel attacked.
You feel everything.
Yes.
People can trust you.
I would say that's true.
You're definitely soulmate material because you connect with others on every level.
Oh, okay. Slay, Pisces.
Yes. And so we're both water signs. So that's like,
wait, what's your birthday again?
November 20th.
November's water signs? Why did I feel like it was like the spring-ish month or more water?
I have no idea. I don't know enough.
Oh, do they alternate?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know what makes it that. But yeah, people always think Scorpio is a fire sign because like we can be kind of feisty, I guess. But yeah, we just vibe. The water signs.
Wait, look up Scorpio.
We vibe. Okay. Okay, so it says a Scorpio is enigmatic, independent, have intensity to them, charismatic.
Very true of all of those things of you.
And then sometimes it's like the negative traits are like, oh, you're a Scorpio, like, yikes.
Really?
Because
that's true. I feel like I see that on like Instagram and TikTok all the time, like whenever they show up on your page.
Yeah, because I guess they can be like manipulative and stuff like that. Which, I don't know. No, I'm kidding.
Oh gosh.
But okay, so where are you from and what do you do for work?
I'm originally from New York. I think I kind of talked about this a little bit in the last episode, but I'm originally from New York, Saratoga Springs, Ballston Spa, if you don't know those places. It's like Saratoga Springs is upstate New York, but which most people know of just because like the Saratoga racetrack is really popular there. But I'm from like a smaller town that's like neighboring that area. So it's Ballston Spa. And then I moved here in 2019, which we said last time, February of 2019 for PA school. So I'm a physician assistant.
Love.
And I work in hormones, which I love.
What's your coping mechanism if you're going through a stressful time?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I have coping mechanisms.
Or what do you tend to do when you're stressed, even if it's an unhealthy coping mechanism?
Yeah. The first thing that popped into my head is just like a coping mechanism that most people struggle with is just like overeating, or like, you think about girls when they're like stressed or sad, they're just eating their like pints of ice cream. I maybe used to do that, like when I was younger, just because I feel like that's like a fad that people think like, oh, I'm sad, I'm PMSing, I have to eat this tub of ice cream. But I would say I feel like I'm, as far as like a healthy coping mechanism, I feel like I like have a tendency to like lean on my people. Like I don't really keep too much to myself. Like if I'm struggling, which I know can be like a problem with some people, where, they're less likely to tell anyone that they have something that's going on, and they're just like either suffering in silence or having like an unhealthy coping mechanism. But I just like lean on my people. I'll call my mom, or tell Joe whatever's going on. I feel like I operate pretty high stress. So I kind of just learned how to like deal with it. Doing things like the sauna, like cryotherapy, like kind of just taking the initiative to, if I'm feeling overly stressed, like do the things that I know are going to make me feel a little bit better. But sometimes that's not always the case. I'm not really like a crier or like anything like that too much. Not too bad with that.
Yeah. So you're not a crier, but do you get like, are you more like numb? Do you like, you like tell people how you're feeling?
Yeah, I tell people how I'm feeling. And I'm also like one of those people that like, if someone's giving me reassurance, and even if I'm not in like a level-headed space, I can operate on the, like, if someone's telling me like it's going to be okay, like you're going to get through this, I'm going to believe, like, I believe them. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, you're right. Like, I know it's just a hard time. Like, even if I'm feeling like super overwhelmed, like just getting like a hug from Joe and like having him tell me it's going to be okay, like makes me feel so much better. But I know, again, like not a lot of people are like that, where like sometimes people are like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I'm going to spiral even more, but
you just need a little pep talk.
Yeah.
Your words of affirmation, girly.
100%.
Yeah. How do you think people perceive you off of a first impression? Like what vibe do you think you give off? And what vibe would you like to give off?
Oh, these questions are so good. Well, the vibe that I would like to give off, I'm going to say the vibe I would like to give off, and you tell me if you think that that's the vibe that you think I give off. It's like that's how people perceive me.
I'll tell you my first impression.
Okay,
after you
fair.
After this.
I strive to give off the like a positive, like bubbly, welcoming and warm vibe, I guess. When I was younger in like college and high school, I guess, my favorite color was yellow, and so people would always say that like they just like described me as the color yellow, and I'm
You're like a little sunflower.
Yeah, I'm like, that's so cute.
You're like a sunshine.
Oh, yeah. What's that thing? It's like, hello, star shines. Something
the
says
earth
hello.
Says hello. That's you.
Yeah, no, that's, I mean,
you're just the embodiment of that statement.
I feel like that. I mean, I feel like that's a vibe that like most people maybe want to give off, but
yeah,
I really do. Like, I used to care a lot about what people thought about me, probably a little bit too much. But I would hope that that's kind of the vibe that I give off.
Yeah. No, I can't. You came off when I first met you, like super outgoing, friendly, genuine, and like down to earth, and like just a nice aura. You had a nice aura.
I appreciate that.
So, yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
What do you think your vibe is?
Course.
Like that, or how would you want people to perceive you?
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if I'm like I feel like I would like to be an approachable person, but I don't know if I am. But I feel like when people speak to me, like I'm willing to have a conversation. I'm like excited to talk to people, but I don't know. Like I would like to give off like a calming presence and like genuine. I would want to come off as genuine.
I would agree with that sentiment. I feel like you do.
Yeah.
I feel like what I'm thinking in my head, hi Ellie.
You just let me be alone.
She just shoved her tongue down my throat.
She's like,
Ellie likes my vibe. Exactly how we like first met or how we even started talking. I probably complimented you or you probably complimented me and then we just became friends. But I think in that instance, like if you compliment someone or if you say something to someone and they respond in like a way that we probably did, where they're, open to being like, oh my God, thanks girl, or whatever that looks like, you're going to be more inclined to like approach them again in the future. But if someone's just like, thanks. But if you kind of are just like not really acting like you want to talk or have a conversation or even like accept a compliment from someone, like from a stranger, then maybe you're going to be less approachable in the future.
That person probably won't really
engage in conversation.
And some people you just don't like, you're not going to vibe with everybody.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's something that I did not used to think. I'm like, everyone needs to like me. I need to make sure everyone's happy all of the time. Like kind of like feeling other people's emotions, like to the Pisces point. It's like everyone always has to be in a good mood, and I don't want anyone to be like upset or disgruntled or anything around me. And I want everyone to like me. And that's just so not feasible, first of all, and like also you're not gonna fit everyone's mold, and then you don't know who you are at that point. Like if everyone likes you, that's probably a problem.
And like something you can't do is take other people's emotions personally because maybe they're just having a bad day or something, because sometimes you might be like, well, they weren't nice to me back or whatever, and then be like, well, they probably just don't like me, so I don't like them or whatever. So you just whatever, they may be having a bad day, like it's all good.
Don't assume the worst.
Exactly. But what's like one thing on your bucket list?
You know the answer.
I know the answer to this, actually. You're right. Okay, if you don't want to share that,
no, I do.
Tell everybody.
I want it so bad. My bucket list item is to play the game of Survivor, aka the reality TV show of Survivor.
This is her application.
Yes, please.
Yeah, if you're
please let me be on your show. No, I'm so obsessed with it. I'm actually I actually have to take a step back from it because for the last 3 months I've like binge watched so many episodes, and I think it's affecting my productivity and ability to accomplish other tasks because of how obsessed with the game show
That's so
I am.
funny.
Yeah, I'm like pretty diehard with it. So I just think it would be super fun, like doing all of the, mainly like the game, like all the games and like challenges and stuff that they have you do.
Yeah.
And when I told my mom I wanted to apply for the show, she said, yeah, you would be so good at it. Like all of like the physical activities and things like that. Like, oh, I'm sure you would kill it, crush it. And then she, like in the same breath, she's like, actually, I don't think you would do really well on the show. You probably would get voted out pretty early on because you're not very manipulative or deceitful, and you wouldn't know how to lie or like not wear your emotions on your sleeve. And I'm like, yeah, you might be right, Carol.
We might have to watch some like how to manipulate videos on YouTube before you go.
But I feel like, you know, if $1 million is on the line, I might.
You could lie a little bit for a mil.
Yeah. I'd be a bitch for a mil.
Okay, so what do you value most in a friendship or just friendships, period?
I think comfortability, like being able to just show up as myself, like completely authentically, and not, like we were kind of talking about this the other day, just hanging out with someone that's not going to drain your social battery, someone that's loyal, which I feel like is a given, who's going to like be there for you if you need them, and also someone, which all my friends now are like this, that like respects who you are and like what you want to do. Like not everyone's going to understand the world of bodybuilding or your goals and things like that, but all of my friends are super supportive of it, and even if it doesn't make sense to them, like they don't judge me or make me feel crappy about those decisions. I think some people, or I know people who are in like the bodybuilding fitness space where their friends are like, oh, why are you eating that? Or, you know, there's not enough room in my fridge for you to put your stuff, and judging you for eating certain meals or not drinking or different things like that. And if you have those types of friends, then I don't think they're really your friends.
No, they're not. I know. And people don't need to like accommodate you, but they should be like supportive and just be understanding. Because whenever I was like in prep, I still wanted to hang out with my friends, but they just didn't. This certain people didn't want to hang out with me because they were like, well, you can't drink with us or eat with us, so why would we invite you? And I'm
like, I can still have fun.
Well, I just want to like come and hang out.
Yeah. Please. I don't want to be a hermit.
Yeah. What's your death row meal?
Chicken fingers not chicken fingers, buffalo chicken wings and probably French fries, some type of a potato.
That sounds so good. Which Kennedy's been eating a family-sized bag of potatoes every day for the past week.
Yeah, Cameron, if you're watching this, you're not watching this. So, but oopsies. Yeah, I've actually been eating twice as many potatoes as I'm supposed to. What's your death row meal? I just love chicken wings so much.
Chicken wings are so good.
Appetizer would be mozzarella sticks or a charcuterie board.
Ooh, charcuterie.
I have to have cheese in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I love it. And then dessert would probably be like a really good chocolate chip cookie with ice cream, or like a molten lava cake brownie cake type thing.
I would get nachos of some kind, like loaded nachos for the appetizer.
For sure.
And I don't know what I would get for the entree because I'm like, I love everything. It's so
you have to pick.
For the dessert, I would totally eat chocolate chip cookies. It's my favorite. Probably burger fries. I don't know.
I feel like you can't go wrong with that.
Like it's gotta be a good fries
one. I think like steak, honestly, like steak and potatoes, but like I wouldn't want that as my death row meal because I eat that every single day.
Yeah. So. And if it was steak, it would have to be the perfectly grilled.
Yeah, like Hall's steak.
Facts. And I've never had it, but I'm sure it's good.
You've never been to Hall's?
No.
We're going.
Can we please?
Yeah. Well, we're going.
I would love to because I've been wanting to go.
That would be so fun.
We need like a girls' date there. That'd be fun. How did you meet Joe?
He would say that we met at the gym. I'll tell the creepy stalker story, even though I wasn't intending on being a creepy stalker. I found him on social media. Have I told you this story?
I know the story, but I wanted you to share it on the podcast.
Yeah, of course. We met on I found him on social media because back in my powerlifting era, for those of you who don't know about powerlifting, they have like special plates that they use, which are like calibrated kilogram plates. And there was like no gym where I lived that had those particular plates. I was prepping for a powerlifting meet. I wanted to practice on them because they move a little bit differently and feel a little bit different. And I used to train at this gym called Big Work, and I was stalking the Big Work Instagram page, like their tagged photos and like just other posts. And I saw Joe's Instagram, and he was using those plates at Big Work. And this was like back in 2020. So I like followed him on Instagram. I can't remember exactly if I like DM'd him about something else first, like, or like, you know, hearted one of his stories or something like that. But eventually I ended up DMing him, asking him, you know, why are those plates at Big Work? Why are they not there now? Because they weren't there when I was training. Mm-hmm. And he said that they were at a different gym in Mount Pleasant and that I should like come check it out sometime because they had brought those weights there during COVID when all the other gyms had shut down. Like that was one of the gyms downtown that didn't. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go check it out. And then the day that we were supposed to meet for the first time, he like did not end up showing up to the gym, which I was pissed about because I like did my hair in French braids. Like I thought I looked so cute. Like I was like, I don't care what I look like at the gym, but I was like, I'm gonna not look like a freaking hobo today because I'm meeting this guy. Yeah. And then he didn't show up. I was super like rude. Super bummed, but also like happy because I don't know if I dry scooped or just took an energy drink or whatever it was, but I was wired on caffeine, nervous to meet him. Like my heart was racing. So it was a good thing that he didn't show up that day. And then I was like, oh, I actually really like this gym. I think I'm going to get a membership. I hope you don't think that's weird. Like we've literally never even met. And he's like, no, like be so fine. Like that's cool. And then we met, I think either later that week or the next day. And it was just easy ever since.
That's so cute.
You know,
I love that.
You guys are a little stalkery.
You guys are just such a cute pair. Like he just is so chill, and you're like, I feel like you're just like perfect balance for him.
Yeah, he's chill and I'm not.
So it's like the perfect
yin and
little
yang.
Like, exactly, and I love it. It's so cute. Who's your longest best friend, and how did you meet them?
My longest best friend is my friend Danielle. Mm-hmm. She lives in Boston currently. And we met in high school. We didn't go to the same high school, but we played on the same like club soccer team. So I guess that's the answer.
I love that.
That's how we met. I love her. I haven't seen her in a long time, but we keep talking about how we have to meet up soon. So.
I was going to ask you when's the last time you saw her.
It's been a while. I think like, I don't remember if it was COVID, like 2020 or I really hope it wasn't. It was definitely, no, it was 2021. Because she has met Joe before. Oh, okay. And that was I think that was like the first summer that Joe and I started dating and she had come to visit me. But her parents actually live in Tampa. So if I move to Tampa, I'll probably be able to see her a lot more often. Because if she comes to visit her family, I'll be able to see her. So yeah, I love you, Danielle, if you're listening.
I love that. It's so special when you have friends from like that point of your life.
I have but I have like no other friends from high school.
I know my longest friend I met. I always say we met in third grade, but she's like, I literally didn't live here in third grade, so we didn't meet in third grade. So we met in fourth grade.
And she's your longest friend?
My longest friend.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Damn. So Jess, are you guys the same age? Age?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh.
Jess, love you, Jess. She just had her first baby.
Oh
Liam.
My gosh.
Yeah. So it's been amazing watching her get married and be a mom. And
that's so sweet.
It's so cool when, I don't know, because we're like in such different points of our lives, but we still are so close. Like we talk all the time, and I just saw her a little while ago. But
that's awesome.
I know. So I love that you have that friend still. Yeah. What's your guilty pleasure? And it doesn't have to be food related, but it can. But
the first thing that comes to my mind.
I know, me too. But it can be. It can be food related.
Food related guilty pleasure. Really hard for me to say no would be Jenny's ice cream.
What flavor?
Ooh,
gooey butter
there's
cake.
So many gooey butter cakes slaps. So I like the Boston cream pie one.
I haven't had that one.
It's so good, but I will say it tastes better when you get it in store. Also, have you had did you have the limited edition cookie dough that they had?
No.
It was last summer. Best cookie dough ice cream I've ever had in my life.
Is it gone now?
Yeah, I haven't had it. I haven't seen it at any stores. You can order them online and they'll like send you a cooler to your house. Like a
Really?
Yeah. So
I feel like
I don't know if I don't know if we should know that.
I know. I'm like, that sounds dangerous.
They sent me a flyer in the mail around like the holidays where it's like all the flavors and like telling you to order it for like your friends at like a discounted rate. I'm like, I'll order it for myself.
Yeah, not for my friends. Like I want it.
And crumble cookie.
No, I'm like not a crumble cookie girly. Really? Yeah, I've had them a few times and they were okay, but I'm like, I'd rather.
It's a lot. They're sweet.
And I love sweets. Like I'm such a sweet girl. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't taste like a homemade cookie.
It doesn't. I mean, it does kind of taste a little bit like more processed, but it's a guilty pleasure nonetheless.
Yeah, of course. So are you a sweet or savory girly for
Sweet for sure. Like if I'm going for snacks at the store, it's sweets.
Yes. Or like chips. I die for chips. But
I like chips, but it's always so hard for me to pick which one I want. Like I never know what I'm in the mood for when it comes to like savory stuff. But like sweets, I can always be like, yeah, I want this, everything.
Reese's cups, cookies, ice cream.
Yeah.
Give it all of the
sweets all of the time.
For sure. What's your coffee order? How much coffee and caffeine do you have in a day?
Coffee order is usually boring and lame, just like an Americano, because of not wanting to drink my calories.
Yeah. That's usually what I order too.
Yeah. And or whatever Joe gets, because I don't know what it is and it always tastes really good.
So Joe, tell us your coffee order in the comments. Thank you.
I think it's just like the vanilla sweet cream cold brew. Or something like that. Like if I'm gonna actually like drink my calories, it's something like that. I also had one, I think it was like a cinnamon sweet cream cold brew or something like that recently. That was really, really good. And caffeine intake in a day is honestly on average probably like 100 milligrams. Like I don't do a lot of caffeine. It just depends on like what time of day I train. Like if I train in the morning and do
you take stem pre? No.
If I do not drink coffee before the gym, it just depends on my mood. I'll do like a caffeine pre-workout.
What pre do you take?
Like the BUM, Essential BUM.
Oh, okay.
I really like that pre-workout. It's like smooth, clean, like no significant like jitters or anything like that. And I feel like you get a good pump from it. Is that what do you use?
I honestly
You're an energy drink girly, aren't you?
I am. I'm so bad with caffeine, but it's okay. I take stim-free pre though. I take the Evogen one, and I'm obsessed with it. And I'm not a huge fan of the BUM pre, like the stim pre for some reason. I'm like, if I'm gonna take pre-workout, it needs to be like crackhead vibes.
Yeah, fair enough. I actually haven't used I used to use stim-free pre-workouts all the time. I liked the one from Hostile.
I'll give you a serving because it's really good. Cool. I think you'll love it.
I should probably use it again. I haven't in a while just because when we pulled out artificial sweeteners for when I was struggling with the like GI stuff, like trying to heal my gut, we pulled out artificial sweeteners. And so for a while I was just doing like citrulline, creatine, and then putting those like plain unflavored powders in my coffee. And just doing that for pre-workout.
You're making your own little potion.
Like, yeah. But it worked.
Yeah.
And honestly, sometimes I felt like I got a better pump from like the less shit, for lack of a better word, that I was putting in my body.
Sometimes like if it's this is why I don't really like stem pre's, because if I take too much, it's like over the top and I just can't have a good workout.
Do you not get that way when you take energy drinks or drink energy drinks?
If I drink energy drinks, I usually don't drink the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
I just drink like half of it.
I used to be super bad with caffeine.
Yeah.
Like in PA school, I was probably doing like 600, 700, 800 milligrams of caffeine a day. Like
that's bad.
First thing in the morning, probably not eating any food or drinking any water, just doing caffeine, waking up, studying. Like,
Andrew Huberman would yell at you.
Yeah, he would kick my ass.
Yeah. He'd be like, what are you doing?
Doing it in the middle of the day, doing it at night. I mean, I was not sleeping in PA school, like probably why I have cortisol issues.
It was necessary to get through.
Yeah, I mean, I would not have survived without it.
Exactly. It's there for a reason. So you get an off-plan meal. Where are you going and what's your order?
Okay. If I don't know, this is the first thing that popped into my head because I haven't had the time to think about it. And I have to like prepare for this like a week in advance because I'm like, I don't want to make a rash decision. If I only get one off-plan meal a week, I want it to be good. And if I don't,
God, it was so aggressive.
I'm boring her.
I know.
But if I if I don't know what else to get, Chick-fil-A never misses.
Ooh.
So like I love a good Chick-fil-A cheat meal.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Honestly, like a lot of time, I mean, I really like, there's a restaurant downtown called Burwell's. It's just a steakhouse, which I like that because it's an off-plan meal. It's like a nicer atmosphere environment, and you can get something that's kind of like what you eat, like a steak with like French fries instead of just like your homemade potatoes or rice or whatever. It's like tastes better because obviously someone's making it for you. Mac and cheese, like at the steakhouses, is always really good too. So those never miss.
Where they put the napkin on your lap for you.
Oh God, no. Nothing too fancy. I don't like when it gets too fancy or make me uncomfortable.
Okay, so you shared a little bit before about dealing with insecurities in the past. What helped you overcome those?
Not giving a fuck.
And how did you get to that point?
I think it was just like over time, like the older I got and the less I cared about what people think of me. I mean, you're always going to care a little bit about what people think, but just honestly, like not caring and just showing up as yourself. As far as like insecurities that I've struggled with though, like prior to just not really giving a shit, was I guess like aesthetic or like appearance would be like, I think with anyone that's in like the fitness space, you just get in the habit of like comparing yourself to other people. So sometimes I'll look at myself and be like, oh, I'm not muscular enough. And then sometimes I'll look at myself and I'll be like, oh, am I getting too big? And just like kind of like that internal battle in your head of like that, like finding that balance. But you just have to remind yourself of like the goal at the end of the day, and not worry what other people think about what you look like, because it doesn't freaking matter.
There's
like
so many more interesting things about yourself than how you look.
And like it's just hard. It's just so hard sometimes to not compare yourself to other people. And I definitely have gotten better at it and trying to just like use myself as motivation and be like, okay, yeah, I'm happy with where I'm at, but I'm excited because I just want to like further improve what I look like, but I don't want to look like someone else. Like I want to just be the best version that I can be of myself.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's a good
and just like talking to people, like with Joe too, like sometimes I don't want to be the girly that needs reassurance about what I look like. Yeah. Like I don't always want to be the one that's like, oh, I need you to tell me that I'm like pretty every day or like whatever, but it's obviously nice to hear. And so just having that conversation with your partner of like, okay, hey, I'm a words of affirmation girly. Like I feel like we're not on the same page right now with like that, and I just feel like it would make me feel a lot better. I'm struggling with my body image right now, so if you notice something that you are admiring about, like if you look at me and you think I look pretty on this day, like just like let me know, because I'm struggling a little bit more right now. You know what I mean?
For sure, because we definitely go through seasons of feeling better about ourselves versus not feeling better that great about ourselves. So it's nice. Yeah, sharing that.
And too, like something that I've done to, I guess, kind of make myself feel better is not trying to pick myself apart at like the negatives. Sure. Like I still will sometimes, but also if I do notice something positive, like, oh, if I have like a nice delt pump and I like, oh, I notice my delts are getting bigger, my quads are getting leaner or whatever that is, I'll say it out loud and I'll be like, oh, I'm looking good. Like talk yourself up, yes. Like be your own hype woman, because if someone else isn't going to compliment you, they don't have to. Like
you just notice that about you.
Compliment yourself. Yeah. And also I remind myself like your body is your home for life. Like you don't have another one. Yeah. Like, and it's nobody else's. Like treat it with kindness. Like don't be mean to it. Like that's part of the reason why you exercise, why you eat healthy. Like, so don't speak negatively to yourself either. Like
it's doing so much for you and has done so much for you. So what is your favorite quality about yourself?
These are hard. It's one of my favorite and least favorite qualities is to the Pisces point, just sometimes care maybe a little too much, and like to the point where I feel or like take on other people's emotions. So like if someone like my friends or Joe or whoever is like struggling, then I'll like feel for them so hard, and like I'll take on like shoulder that burden like with them, and make like almost like identify as like having that emotion myself when you need to be able to like separate that, because like just because someone else is like anxious or sad or angry doesn't mean that like you have to be those things. Like you can be what is the word, empathetic without like taking on all of the emotions too, and then also causing yourself to then have like anxiety or whatever.
And you're not going to help them if you're giving off the anxiety back. You can give them a calm presence
exactly
instead. It's good that you know that you're like that though.
Yeah, it's something that I've learned recently.
But it's also nice because you can, if someone's going through something, like you can kind of feel where they're coming from and just be there for them in a way that someone that doesn't feel that, have those emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Be able to. What's your favorite quality about Joe?
There's so many.
You can name a few if you want.
He like is always there for me, like no matter what. If I need to talk to him about something or need to vent or whatever, like he's just always there, and I know that I can count on him, which I think is super important. He's handsome. Doesn't hurt that he's good to look at. What else? He's very loving, and he has like a tremendously massive heart. And also I don't think he doesn't necessarily like wear his heart on his sleeve, but I feel like I can definitely pick up on, he tries not to show those emotions, and I feel like I'm just easier again, like at picking up on them. So he's just a sweet boy.
I love that. That made me smile. That made me have butterflies.
Oh,
that's so cute. What's your favorite body part to train?
Oh, also, and his work ethic, especially when it comes to bodybuilding. Now, what's the next question?
The next question is, what's your favorite body part to train?
My favorite body part to train is delts.
I
just love upper body, delts, and back, probably.
Upper body. I love training.
But legs is honestly growing on me. It's getting more fun, like the stronger that I get.
You're like, oh, I'm seeing progress.
Yeah.
That's how I've been feeling about back. Used to be my favorite. Right now I don't care about back. I'm like, I love hitting delts and hitting glutes. What gives you the ick?
In what regard? Like just in general?
In general, just a random ick. What gives
okay.
You the ick?
This is the first one that pops to my head. People that don't put their grocery carts back.
Oh gosh, I hate that.
Like you fucking suck.
No, I know. And do you know what's so funny is that my coworker / I don't know if he's my boss. I don't know, Dustin. He will literally say something to people. Like he'll go up to them and be like, "Are you gonna put that back?"
Good. He should. And like in the same front, like people that don't pick up their dog's poop.
Oh my gosh, that irritates me.
You suck.
I will literally. I've said to people before, I'd be like, "Oh, do you need a bag? Like I have one. Do you want it?"
This is actually really bad. The other day we went for a walk and we didn't have any. Joe and I call them crap sacks. I can't coin that. He coined, so like that's all him. Wait, hilarious. I need to say this one too, because this is actually my favorite quality about him, and I don't know why. Nobody asked me that question, so it's like kind of hard to pick just one.
Of course.
My favorite thing, he is so funny. And like I don't think people like maybe realize that like right away, because like he has a very like quick-witted, like not like dry sense of humor, but he's just like very kind of like sarcastic and like comes up with these like witty, funny little things that are so, I think we were talking about this at my birthday dinner, just like so random. And he would probably get upset with me for saying this, because he probably thinks it's like stupid or whatever, but I think he is so funny. Like, oh, I love it.
He almost seems like he would be extra funny because he's not like the loudest person. So when he does say something, it's like, humor. Wait, what did you just say?
It's like discreet humor. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love what were you just talking about before that? Oh, the crap sacks.
Yeah, the icks. The crap sacks. That sounds insane. That literally sounds insane.
We were on a walk and the dogs should have already done all their business. Like they were outside and we didn't have any. But we walk around this inner loop in our neighborhood that has like a pet cleanup station or whatever. And one of the dogs went to the bathroom and I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just go to the pet cleanup station and get it. They didn't have any bags.
You were that person.
I know. I felt really bad. And honestly, thinking back on it now, I should have just like walked back there and like cleaned it up, but I didn't. And that makes me a bad person.
It's okay. We all have.
Maybe we should cut this out.
We all have those moments.
You can leave it. It's fine.
No, I think their accidents happen. Yeah. Whatever. The poop police are coming for you, though.
Yeah. God, don't cancel me. Don't cancel me before I've made it.
Yeah, right. I know. I don't know if we already talked about this. These are all over the place.
That's fine. It's fun.
What genre of movies and shows do you like the most?
Joe and I would say doom and gloom or like annihilation because
You guys are
every single time we go to put on a movie, it's always about like the apocalypse or the end of the world or like
it's like zombie shit.
No, not like zombie, just like because there's like ways the world can end type movies without like it being zombies, but it's like just
only
like
zombies.
we say not doom and annihilation, it's like death and annihilation because it's always like a thriller or like something that's like really actiony and like suspenseful. I mean, I'm a sucker for like a rom-com, but like Joe's not gonna sit down and watch that with me.
You guys can watch like the death and annihilation, and then you're over here reading your little fantasy like romance books.
I like a good comedy, but I feel like sometimes I never want to pick one because I don't want to like pick a comedy and then be disappointed if it's like super cheesy or whatever. So usually like suspense or thriller is not gonna let you down.
Facts. What about shows? Same thing. Do you like reality? Do you watch reality
I don't really
TV?
watch reality TV except for Survivor.
Oh, okay. That's why you didn't know any of the Love is Blind tea that I was talking about.
For shows, I'm trying to think. We haven't been really watching a lot of TV lately. There's not really anything good. Yeah, I don't really know for shows. Yeah. Honestly, it just kind of like whatever. Like if we're scrolling and something looks interesting, then we'll just watch it. And if we don't like it, we abort mission.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste my time.
I know. There's a lot of bad stuff, honestly. Yeah. Okay, this is the last one that I have written down.
Okay.
This one is, would you rather be able to read minds or become invisible whenever you want?
Invisible one.
I think they're both kind of creepy. I don't know what I would. I feel like I would choose read minds.
I don't know if I'd want to know what everyone's thinking, though.
But you could turn it on and off.
Oh, okay. Oh, then definitely read minds.
Yeah.
What would be the benefit of being invisible?
I guess, yeah, because I feel like being able to read minds, you could just read their mind on what they were doing.
I'd like to be like Reese, where I could communicate through my mind.
A Daemati?
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say the word. I don't know how to say all those fantasy words.
Me either. I don't know if I said that right. What if we could?
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I love that. I said the F word twice in this.
Oopsie. It's okay.
It's fine. We're all adults here.
I know, it's fine. That's all.
Well, I love that. That was so fun.
I know.
Your questions were so good.
I loved it.
Wait, I can tell that you like thought of them yourself.
I think I looked up one of them.
Yeah, because I was like really quick before I came over last week. I'm like, we'll do Q&A, and like I had a couple like fun, silly ones, and then I wish I had more like this.
No, it was so cute. I loved it.
We can do more like future if other people have questions or things like that.
I loved it. Well, thanks for sharing.
Of course.
Loved it.
Why is my voice cracking so much? Oh my goodness. It's like all over the place today.
Oopsie. Okay. Well, thanks for listening.
Bye guys. Again. And cut.